But once you hear that signature tune, you know what time it is. It's time for your favorite segment on the show. I do say so myself. Of course, it's E-Corner on the AM show. It's time for us to water down everything you have consumed, so that can digest beautifully, right? And so, yeah, you're welcome to the show. We are wrapping up, Mental Health Month, and it's such a good day to talk about mental health. I'll be talking more about it. Lots of my stories actually are related to mental health, and so you should look out for that. My name is Noella Karen Yali, and of course, this is E-Corner. All right, so top of the morning again to you. This is E-Corner live right here on Joy News Television with me, Noella Karen Yali. And like I said, we are wrapping up the Mental Health Month. First of all, shout outs to Boachua Glover for that beautiful, excellent interview she had with Sweetie Abochi. Very educative, very informative. I learned a lot of things that I didn't know what was going on, especially with me. I got to really understand, thanks to that interview. And I think we should have more of that, right? So that we are educated, so that we are not naive when something is really happening to you, especially when it comes to your mental health. You know how to go about it, because the mind is everything, right? The mind is everything that controls our being, our existence, and all of that. So yeah, this is us, our way of telling you to prioritize your mental health this month. Well, the month has ended. I'm also excited because we get to enjoy our salary as well, right? I'll be waiting for my tip from yours. Anyway, let's begin with our first story, and I'm going to start with a gentleman called Tulenkey. Fantastic musician. That's his picture. If you don't know him, I'll be telling you more about him. But yeah, fantastic musician. He's quite learned as well, right? In fact, there's one of his songs that's very popular. You probably have heard it, but don't know it's from him, or, can't put a name to that face. Well, this is Your Girlfriend by Tulenkey.
Where them a chat? Whoa! Turn up! Tule.
Yeah. The boys at the back. To all my boys are there. Yeah. The stubborn boys at the back with their heads on the table.
Your girlfriend. Your girlfriend.
She's denying. Hey, So that is Your Girlfriend by Tulenkey. Beautiful song. I mean, it was a hit when he released it. It's still a hit. Definitely. There's absolutely no way you won't bop your head or something when you hear the sound. But that's far from the point. So 3 weeks ago, or should I say 3 weeks ago, when we had TGMAs, he, represented in a very different, weird, interesting way, right? He was dressed up sharply, but he had, like a plaster, on his mouth. And a lot of people were like, what's going on? People actually couldn't even make him out first. I don't want to talk too much. That's the visuals you're watching on your screens. That's how he appeared at the TGMAs, clad in black with that on his lip. And it didn't end there. He won an award. I think he won High Life Song of the Year for his song with, Hip Life Song of the Year with his song. The song he featured, B-Strap, KOTM on. I would have played that song for you, but the video is not something that you lot should be looking at early this morning. So I'm not going to play that song. But yeah, let's watch how he received that award on the night of the TGMAs. Watch.
Song of the year is Bad Feeling by Tulenkey featuring Beatstrap, KOTM. Tulenkey, congratulations, brother.
Congratulations, Tulenkey. Best Hip Life Song of the Year. Well deserved. Congratulations, Tulenkey. Best hip live song of the year. A round of applause for him, please. Show some love. And if you're watching us live on TV, let us know what you think about all the awards presented on this stage tonight with the hashtag TGMA26. Well, he's a man of few words, or no words, if you like. Well, show some love, please. A round of applause for him.
Very interesting, very unique. I mean, I loved it. There was a mystery behind it. I was wondering, wait, what's happening? Is that his new, sense of branding, or what's going on? Well, he came by the Hit Studios this week, had a beautiful conversation with DJ Slim and Dorian Avio, and he explained why he did that. And apparently, it was a protest or some sort of like him advocating for men who have to deal with a lot of things but be silent because it's it's in the chest of the man. Watch.
The TGMA, Charlie. Man, them say you no go speak.
Oh yeah, Charlie.
We are not going to say anything. We know what
never, not a word.
Not even a single word.
I'm telling you.
But what was it about? What inspired that creative direction?
It's a message. What I did there, you get it. It symbolizes pain through silence.
Okay.
So it's for every man who's going through a lot of things and are scared to speak up. You see Ghana here with the man, and they see man say, man not for sure emotions or anything. So if you voice out, they see you to be weak. Yeah. So it's for every man. Yeah.
True.
All right. I mean, that's good. In fact, let me clap for him because, when it comes to mental health, a lot of times I feel that the focus is more on the women than the men. We tend to think that, you're a man, you can handle it. Be a man, be tough, But I've realized that a lot of men go through a lot, but because of society's tag and expectations and what have yous, they have to cope. Boachua Glover was talking earlier about coping amidst, mental health struggles. So yeah, I love the fact that he decided to dedicate an important night like that for him to advocating for men and mental health, right? And there's another story I want to share with you that's also related to mental health. And then I have an interview with a very special person to talk about mental health as well. So let's talk about singer Jackie, who was also a guest on Showbiz A to Z, my personal favorite show on radio on Joy FM. It's on every Saturday at, I think, 2 p.m. Yeah. And so she was on with Kwame Datsi. They had a brilliant conversation. And she was asked what she's learned, whether or not she's been able to learn a thing or two from her fans on social media or whatnot. And she had an interesting answer. Watch.
I just learned to appreciate what I really feel is right. Because one person will say, I don't like the way your hair is always short. Another person will also say, I don't like it when your hair is long. So it's like, what do you want me to do? So what am I going to do? I'm going to do what I feel is right, or I feel my audience is going to enjoy, because whatever I am putting out is what is gathering the people that are in my market or my fan base. So in the beginning, I was really allowing a lot of the bad critics to get to me, but right now I just drop the music and do exactly what I've been brought on earth to do.
Are you on social media?
Yes, 100%.
Very active, reading everything.
Very, very active. I don't like to read anymore. Right now, I just drop it and then go, because sometimes, the mind is very tricky. You might think, if I see anything, I'm not going to let it get to me, but you might see one comment and your entire week will be ruined, because you're a human being. You have feelings. So I've tried. It's not like I don't do it entirely. Sometimes I do go through, but I've actually stopped the habit of reading through every comment on anything I put out.
All right, so that was Jackie sharing with us how she copes with, social media, the pressure. As creatives, they go through a lot. And because you're not in their shoes, from afar, you really cannot relate to what they go through. Sometimes, you'd see a musician or a celebrity on the streets or somewhere, and you try to be nice with them, and you're met with hostility. And then you go around saying, oh, that's a very bad person. You never know. You never know what they go through. They go through a lot. And she's been talking about how she used to prioritize what a lot of people would share via her comment section, with regards to her music. And she used to prioritize that a lot. And that, took a toll on her. And so she's found a way to, go around it. And, kudos to her. I think we all should find ways to combat these mental health issues. But the man that was interviewing her is called Kwame Datsi. He is a fantastic host. He's here with me. And there's a reason why he's here with me on sets today. So this Saturday, we're having the Showbiz Roundtable discussion, the 6th edition. Now, it's a masterclass. This is something I call a masterclass. We've had 5 editions so far, majority of which I've been an MC. I think we've had one on political manifestos. We had that during the campaign period. We've had one on events. We've had a lot. I don't want to talk a lot about it. The main man, the moderator, the brain, or part of the team of, that event is here to talk to us about why they're dedicating the 6th edition to mental health awareness, especially when it comes to the creative industry. And so Kwame Datsi is here with me.
Noella.
Hi, Kwame.
I'm happy about the premise you've laid.
Right.
With all the stories from Tulenkey to Jackie and all that. But there are more people who've been through this. Remember Aduma's story?
I do.
Remember Camido recently?
Right.
About heartbreak?
Right.
Remember Kiddy?
Yeah.
You remember OV?
Yeah.
When she was dropped from Benetton Music?
Yeah.
And a number of others.
Yeah.
So it tells you people are going through a lot, especially the creatives, just as you said earlier on. And most times, they're not able to tell their stories. Just a few of them are able to come out to say what is worrying them. And so we, as a media company that always seeks to educate people about things in the industry or things that affect the industry. This edition of Showbiz Roundtable, we're going to make sure that we give them the education from the experts' opinions and from the creative industry opinions. So we have various people coming together, as we always do on Showbiz Roundtable this Saturday, tomorrow.
I mean, I personally find it very interesting how personally, as human beings, we all seem to go through something, some sort of battle with life.
Life challenges.
But then when it comes to celebrities, it's like we want to look at them as superstars or superhuman beings, And I want to build that question and ask, you have interviewed quite a number of, celebrities. What are some of the common causes of their, mental breakdowns?
Sometimes it's pressure. It's the pressure to make it. There are some people who maybe they'll release a song today, the next moment they want to release another hit song. The hit song is not coming. And so people keep asking, this guy is a one-hit wonder artist.
Right.
Some of these comments get to them so much, to the extent that some of them may not even come back again because of the effects of that comment on them. There are some people who also compare themselves to other artists or other creatives. So you say that, Noella is doing well. Noella has won, let's say, a BET. Maybe I even came into the industry before Noella, but she's doing fantastic. Why am I still here? When they think about all these issues, it gets to them, and then they start asking themselves, am I not good enough?
Right.
And then another thing is also about financial problems when you have the name and you're not making money.
And we can talk about the late Dada KD.
Yes.
He was very vocal, very candid, open about his struggles. But, he spoke a lot about it on interviews.
You know that thing about you getting the fame, but you have nothing to show for it.
Very painful.
When you step out there, people want to see you in a certain light. Is he well dressed?
Yeah.
Does he have a car? Does he
Yeah.
have a house? And all these things, when you think about them, you have issues with your mental health. So as a people, as creatives, we need to think about how to manage such situations when they come. And we'll be speaking to Dr. Albert Sedo here. He's a psychiatrist. And then our own Note Dua, who is host of Ultimate Health on Joy FM,
FM, right.
will be on as well. We speak to a creative entrepreneur who is also worked with creatives for a long time, Nanaya Oredu. He once managed Nanaya, daughter of Pat Thomas.
Right.
Yes, he will be in the studio as well. Then we speak to Natalia Ando, broadcaster and voice actor. She has a story to tell as well. She's also one person with a background in counseling psychology. Then we have also a conversation with Kojo Q.
Kojo Q, also very vocal about mental health.
Yes, he also mentioned what he went through some time ago. Sometimes when you don't hear of them, you might think, oh, they are preparing to come back.
Right.
For all you know, they are going through some challenges. And for him, he had to travel, and he used that as therapy.
Okay.
Traveling saved him. There were some people like Adoma who had to resort to acting. So she took her mind off
I remember
music.
when she started doing stage plays and taking up roles. A lot of people are, this girl, she's not serious.
Why
are you switching? Why can't you keep up to? I mean, we can be so unkind with our words.
And there is one thing you mentioned earlier on, which is the social media trolls. You remember some time ago, Sally Galley on social media, when somebody came at her, just mocking her
for not being able to give birth, right?
So when you put all these things together, you see the creative as somebody who is very vulnerable when it comes to mental health challenge. Any other person might have these issues, but you see, you are not in the limelight. You are sitting you're somewhere.
So you cannot relate.
But for the creative, for the public figure, everybody is looking up to you. Everybody is, they see you on television. You sing for them. You perform, you make them happy. But how do you make yourself happy?
That's
you remember the story
question.
of Robin Williams? Yesterday, Lexus Bill was sharing this with me in 2014, where he committed suicide. Took his life because, as a comedian, he was battling depression from relationship issues, financial issues, and all that. This was somebody who would man the stage, make people happy. But was he happy?
He wasn't, obviously, he wasn't. So we're wrapping up Showbiz Roundtable 6th edition on mental health in the creative industry. What are some of the things you're going to be touching on? What should creatives look out for?
So we'll be looking at some of the symptoms, things you would see that will prompt you that you're having challenges with your mental health. Then we look at some of the causes, so the various causes of mental health challenges. Then we go to the extent of looking at the remedies available. So we have all these experts on the round table to help us tomorrow.
So it's on at what time?
2 p.m. to 6 p.m. usual time. This time we're doing this in the studio of Joy FM.
In the studio, Joy FM. So it's going to be live on Joy FM.
Live on Joy, live on our social media handles as well.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Kwame, you've been awesome. Thank you so much
for
joining me to talk about Showbiz Roundtable. It's the 6th edition, and this time we're focusing on mental health. I'm so excited for this one, especially in the creative space. Very important, you know. They go through a lot. They go through a lot, and I think I hope it's going to be a platform where they feel safe to open up and probably share from their perspective, so we can all understand and be more kinder with our words and how we relate with, you know, our celebs. So that's it for our show today. I'm hoping that we've done justice to Mental Health Month, this whole month. I hope so. But yeah, I'm gonna, you know, let Sweetie wrap it all up for us. She has, you know, all the words, good words. I'm Noella Karen Yale. Let's take a quick breather, and the next face you see will be Sweetie Abochi.